Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Hoops Empire. In today's video, we're going to be discussing Boston Celtics draft and stash pick Yam Madar from Israel, and how he could possibly be a valuable addition to this Boston Celtics team lacking major depth. Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the notification bell, and like the video. As we have all seen in the recent days, the Celtics have been as quiet as ever. This is disappointing to many, but makes sense in some facets. The new president of basketball operations, Brad Stevens, clearly has the plan to maintain maximum cap flexibility for the 2022-23 NBA season, a free agent class headlined by the likes of long-rumored Bradley Beal. Whether this pans out or not, it is worth noting this roster is spread quite thin right now. The current roster breakdown, if the Tristan Thompson trade goes as planned, is Marcus Smart, Josh Richardson, Peyton Pritchard, Chris Dunn, and Carson Edwards at guard, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Aaron Nesmith, Romeo Langford, and Jabari Parker at forward, and Al Horford, Robert Williams, Bruno Fernando, and Grant Williams at center. Starting lineup can be solid. Even the top six is pretty solid. A lineup that can win games based on defense alone. However, the best player outside of that top six is a 23-year-old undersized guard going into his second season, who didn't even make an all-rookie team. No disrespect to Pritchard, of course. There is still one more open spot, and if this is truly a bridge year of semi-contention, why not see what this kid has to offer? Not a ton of teams had scouted Madar, as international talents often go much later in drafts than their talent should warrant. Madar is very solid in near every aspect. He's a high-energy defender, an excellent passer and playmaker, a good off-the-dribble scorer, and a much-improved three-point shooter. Obviously, the Israeli Super League is not flooding with talent. However, it is a good thing that he was at or near the top. Last year, he was top 4 in both points and assists. He shot 41% from deep on over 4 attempts per game. He was also 13th in the league as steals at 1.3 per game. He's a real pest on defense, and has drastically improved his defensive motor this past season. His 6'5" wingspan allows him to cut passing lanes more effectively than other similarly sized guards. His IQ is quite high, as is with most good playmakers as well. On offense, he has some true potential. He was a primary playmaker in the ISL, creating almost completely off the dribble, showing a deep bag of moves to go to with a solid 3-level creation. He is a solid pick and roll creator and has always valued being a great playmaker. Madar's longtime coach and mentor, Yogev Verdugo, has nothing but the utmost praise for Madar, while also offering good insight into what to expect, saying, quote, "Cerebral, different and shifty. He's a killer on the court. He's always in attack mode, both offensively and defensively. He's a wizard in the pick and roll game, both in the pick and pop and the short roll. He is wise beyond his years when it comes to IQ. He's been taught basketball at a very high level since a young age, but that's also on him. He's just a different kind of player. He's had a feel for the game since the day I met him. He's a true lead guard, a floor general. That's who Yam Madar is." This is obviously great to hear, and could be a bit of a biased source, as Verdugo would most likely benefit from Madar being in the NBA. However, this is something that sticks out on most recent scouting reports on Madar. He's just a gamer, a dog so to speak. He is a guy that takes no plays off, and no matter what, talent or not, that is always valuable in the NBA. But the thing is, Madar has the talent as well. Averaging 17 points and 5 assists last year, Celtics head of player development, Austin Ainge, said Madar has improved in every single aspect the Celtics had hoped he would over the last year, and more. The biggest shooting mark last year for Madar was his three-point shooting. In his 2019-20 season, he was taking just 2.5 threes per game, and hitting only 27% of them. So to improve, not just slightly, but by nearly 14% on almost twice the volume, just shows the work ethic that Madar has, which again is an extremely valuable trait in the NBA. Verdugo accredits this massive leap to not only the desire of Madar to be an NBA star, but his ever-improving confidence and decision-making. But Verdugo has had quite interesting comparison meant for us Boston fans. Rajon Rondo, but with a three-pointer. Verdugo gave us this excerpt, quote, "He can give you 25 points, but that's not his MO. If he has 7, 8, and 9, he's happy. There was another point guard who played the same exact way in Boston and helped them bring a championship. His name is Rajon Rondo. I love to make that comparison because he is that. If Madar can be anything like Rajon Rondo that helped the Celtics win a championship in 2008, they have struck diamond in the second round." To cap off his interview, Verdugo left us with another quote about Madar, saying, He's a competitor. He's a winner. He plays to win the game. He's not chasing stats. The stats chase him because he's a winner. He's a great team guy. He plays with soul and passion. He's fun and entertaining. That's Yam. I believe that he is going to captivate Celtics fans and NBA fans in general. I think Yam Madar was born to do this. However, it was not easy for Yam to get here. Back in 2018, he signed a 4-year deal with his club in the ISL, and technically, he does not have a player option for the 2021-22 season, and he is contractually obligated to report to the team. However, most of the time, international teams will let up contracts to let their players go to the NBA, as it is most often good PR. But they did no such thing. Yam has been in a legal battle with the Israeli courts for months now, trying to get out of his contract, but the only agreement that has been come to is a buyout. Yam would have to pay his squad around $700,000 if he wants to leave them. But the Celtics can pay that if they want to, and in my opinion, it would 100% be worth it. Yam has officially landed down in Boston, as the only official change as of right now is him being in the Celtics Summer League roster. However, this is a step in a great direction, as he is clearly excited to be here, saying, quote, "It's a new challenge. I worked really hard. I prepared myself for this moment to come. I know it's going to be this year that I come, and I'm excited to get started. This season was great for me. I think I grew a lot in my ability. I improved on a lot of things in the offensive and defensive side. I understand the game much more than I had in the past season. I just need to build it year by year, because when you're here, you just want to go from the start." And while Madar does not currently have a roster spot, maybe he knows something we don't, saying, quote, "I know this is the year I come to the NBA." And when asked to further clarify if he meant for the Celtics, he said, quote, "Yes, I am planning on playing for the Boston Celtics this year." He's obviously not mincing words there. Whether he's under false information or if we just don't know something yet, it doesn't really matter because he should be on this team. We have too weak of a bench not to give him a chance. It can even be a feeling out process. If he's not all that he's chalked up to be, that's fine. It's a low cap hit, and it doesn't matter all too much. If he is the hit that he should be, then the Celtics have found themselves one more talented role player for this currently poorly constructed roster. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about Yam Madar, and if you think the Celtics should take a chance on the kid and give him a contract this offseason. I mean, hey, it would be at least one free agency move. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, turn on that notification bell, like the video, and most importantly, have a good one.